Hey everyone, it's me, Dr. Satdeep Binning from the Functional Health Institute. In this video, I'm going to take you through a really amazing case study that you're going to get to see how one of our clients had a huge amount of weight loss. Her energy started to come back to what she felt like decades before, and her mood and her brain function went through the roof. Okay, so we're going to get started. This is Mrs. Ritzman, and this is the transformation you're going to learn about, and you're going to get some insights into how she went from the before picture to the after picture. Okay, and what's really going to be dramatic is when you hear the actual background information that went on in this individual's life, and how the experience of the before picture and to the experience of the after picture, right? So what did her life feel like in those two different pictures is actually more dramatic than the pictures you're looking at, okay? So before we get into that, there's a couple things we want to talk about. Now, there's this term that's really common now, and it's called weight loss resistance. And so I thought I'd give you some information about this situation because a lot of people in our society are suffering with weight loss resistance. Now, what weight loss resistance is, typically, it's when you're already doing what everyone has told you is the right steps to lose weight, right? And so you might be exercising, you might be dieting, you might be restricting your calorie intake. You're doing all the things that are typically prescribed, but there's no positive result that's coming out of it. Now, believe it or not, most women over the age of 35 struggle with weight gain, right? And this is despite exercising and reducing caloric intake. Now, when you suffer from weight loss resistance, what happens is typically you're made to feel like you're lazy, or you're always lying or cheating on whatever program you're involved in, okay? And one of the things we have to kind of match up with the weight gain or the weight loss resistance is these people typically also suffer with really low energy, poor brain function or poor mental clarity, and mood swings, okay? And often this situation is the gateway to many other illnesses that they may suffer in their life, okay? So that's what weight loss resistance is, and it's much more common than you would believe. Now, one of the things I want to teach you about, and I hope you get an understanding from this presentation, is that the body, or your body, will heal itself if you address the root cause of why you're suffering, okay? Now, this takes some investigation. This takes willingness to learn new things and apply action to new things that you learn. But whenever you try to address the root cause of a situation or the root cause of a problem, you'll end up allowing the body to heal, okay? So this is Mrs. Ritzman. So just some background information. Mrs. Ritzman is a mother, a wife, and a grandmother. And about 8 years ago, she started to see a massive decline in her health. And I knew her at this time, and it was actually scary to be a witness to this, but she started to suffer with really low energy, chronic joint pains, weight gain, severe brain fog, and she started really trying to figure out what was going on and never was really getting any answers. Eventually, she got a diagnosis of Lyme disease. And so she ended up traveling all across North America seeking help and actually getting treatment. But in the end, never was really much better than where she started off. And so her health continued to decline over the course of 8 years. Now, at the end of this, you can imagine she was left feeling really hopeless, and had lost faith in the idea of ever having her life back and feeling normal again. And so obviously she was going to feel really frustrated, as she could never really get a clear answer or solution as to how she could get her health back, okay? Now, this is a quote that Mrs. Ritzman had given us. And what she says is, "I got real sick in 2013 with chronic Lyme, which developed other symptoms of chronic fatigue, severe pain in my joints, Hashimoto's, brain fog, and cognitive dysfunction." So as you can see, there was a lot going on in this person's life, right? I tried pretty much everything but had no success. This program appealed to me because there was no exercise. With having such difficulties with fatigue and pain in my joints, I realized this was my only option of getting my health improved. So, one of the things that was unique to the program that we run was that we actually limit people's exercise. We try to pull away things like boot camps and going to the gym because it can be in certain circumstances, like this individual circumstance, it could be counterproductive and it could be the one reason why you don't get better. Okay, so even something as simple as exercise has to be tailored, not in terms of what form of exercise, but also when you introduce it into a person's life. Now, so despite spending tens of thousands of dollars on treatment in the US, her health continued to decline. And again, put yourself in this person's situation. And maybe you're watching this and you're in this situation, but that frustration that she must have felt, the frustration that you must feel, the fact that you're putting in effort, you're spending money, and you're not getting better. So, what happened was she reached out to us and she started working with us in a very specific manner. She joined our Inspired Living Metabolic and Lifestyle Reset program. And I'm going to give you some details about this. But first, the number one thing we did was we listened and we decided we would leave no stone unturned. Now, here's kind of the steps she went through. So the first thing we did when we started working together is our first priority was to discover the uniqueness of the individual. And so we looked at her past history, lab tests to determine what may have been missed or could have been overlooked. And then we really started to dig into what lifestyle factors may be contributing to her illness. So what things was she doing that she may have been unaware of that was always going to prevent her from getting better, right? And so when we started looking at these things, we were able to compile a list of actions that we needed to change. So secondly, what she did is she enrolled into our Inspired Living and Metabolic Reset program. Now this is a 10-week program where each week there's an hour of coaching at the beginning of the week, and then at the end of the week there's a live question and answer session. This program, and it's done in a private group, allows for accountability because with this weekly coaching, there's follow-up and you're expected to take action. You're going to learn real life skills. So remember what I said. First job was to recognize what lifestyle factors or actions was she taking that may be limiting her recovery. And then we were going to teach her specific real life skills and strategies to push that, or push her body into a healing state rather than a situation where she's just stuck feeling sick. And in this program, you're a part of a very nurturing community that allows for support and growth and for a place for you to share your journey. Okay. Now, the third thing we did was create action, action, action. So once she started getting the coaching on a weekly basis, she had the rest of the week to really start to implement the specific strategies that we would teach at the beginning of the week and take the whole week to bring these actions into her life. So whether that was changing the diet, and believe it or not, changing your diet can be really, really important, but changing how you interact with your food is much more important. Okay, so these are the types of things we go through, and these are the types of things that she was learning and implementing right away into her life. And so all of these strategies are lifelong strategies. These are based off of timeless wisdom. And so what you get from this is you get long-term success, right? And you'll see this in this case study. The main thing you have to also understand is all these actions are sustainable. This means that these aren't things that you can only do for a short period of time because you just can't eat that few calories or you can't eat that restricted of a diet. These actions, diet is only one factor of this whole program, but what all the other things she learns are very sustainable. And in fact, if you keep practicing them, which is the point of the whole program, you will see long-term and lifelong success. Now, what happens when you empower people to take control of their life from a mind, body, and spirit approach? You end up getting amazing transformations. And this is why I wanted to really share this case study with you. So, what does living your best life look like or require? It requires health. So, in this case study, Mrs. Ritzman's chronic pain disappeared. Her energy levels dramatically improved, as did her motivation to take on and do more, and not only do more, but actually go after the dream life she always wanted to have, or always imagined she would have as she got older. And she started feeling much happier. She was able to care for her grandchildren and be a positive influence in their lives as well, which is a very big driving force for this individual. Her brain fog disappeared, and she started to feel much more confident in herself and in her body. Now, so here is the transformation. This is where we started. So this was at the very start of our program. These are some of the things that were going on in her life. So she had chronic pain, chronic fatigue, weight gain. She was diagnosed with Lyme disease, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and she had brain issues and cognitive decline. Okay. And within 10 weeks, this was her transformation. You compare these pictures, right, what you're going to see is she lost a bunch of weight. She actually lost 35.5 pounds in 10 weeks and 26 inches. And you can visibly see this on her body, right? Look at that side picture. It looks dramatically different. Now, she also had no more pain. Her chronic fatigue lifted and her brain function started to return. Okay, so she kept with it. She kept on working on the things we taught her in this 10-week program. And look what is possible if you commit to making these changes consistently in your life. This is her after an email that I just received last week giving me an update on her progress over 8 months. So still no more pain, no more fatigue, and she's lost now 71 pounds and 49 inches. And look at what happens in these pictures. Her brain function also returned, but look at the dramatic shift in her body, right? The weight started to come off. The other things started to change. Now, what you have to understand is there's a very key concept that is important to grasp, and that is that when you create health, you lose weight. It doesn't really work the other way around. There's many, many ways you can lose weight, but that doesn't mean you're going to create health in the same time, or in the same way, right? So think about it like this. Some people smoke cigarettes to lose weight. Is that going to make you healthy? The answer is obviously no. But the way we structure this program and the way we teach people how to live their life, and by the way, we do this without any supplements at all. What happens is we create an environment for them to heal in, their body starts to create health, and the weight just melts away, right? So this is the transformation I wanted to share with you guys. I also want to share with you a message from Mrs. Ritzman. So this says advice from Mrs. Ritzman, and it says if you're serious about improving your health, then it's an easy decision. So here's some information she left us. She says, I decided to join this program because my health was declining rapidly, and I didn't want to be housebound or house/bedbound anymore. Last September 2020, I was looking ahead that in 6 months I was turning 50, and I wanted my life back, with being able to do physical activities, travel, and to keep up with my young grandkids. My life has now changed so much. I used to just sit around all day, having to take daily long naps. Now I have lots of energy and don't need any naps anymore. I can now play fun activities and enjoy playing with my grandkids. I enjoyed the weekly meetings that everyone in the program could discuss/post their struggles and victories. Just knowing that you're in it together and not alone, as well as having a great coach like me, Dr. Binning, to guide us along our journey. If I didn't do this program, I would still be housebound, which was no life. I had enough of the 8 years that I felt my life was stolen from me, but so glad that I have control over it now. If you're serious about improving your health, then it's an easy decision. So what Miss Rissman's doing is basically sharing her journey and saying that there are so many people out there just like her who feel like they have tried everything, but really all that has happened is you've tried everything you're aware of. And a program like this may be the solution because you probably haven't tried anything like this. um, Now, where do we go from here? So, if you want to claim the life that you feel like you deserve, then what I'm offering you to do is schedule a free discovery call to see if working with us is right for you. So you can go to this link here, functionalhealthinstitute.com/booking, and you can book a free discovery call. So this is a 15 to maybe 30-minute call where you get to ask a bunch of questions, and we will also ask you questions to see if a program that like our Inspired Living Metabolic and Lifestyle Reset program is the right steps for you. If it's not the right steps for you, I will tell you. We will tell you right away, because the last thing we want to do is have someone take the wrong steps for them, right? We're more concerned with your success than we would be with just having you do our program. So instead of that, what we always recommend, the starting point for everyone, no matter how motivated you are to take action, is to start with this free discovery call so we can really make sure that this program is a right fit for you. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're inspired by Mrs. Ritzman. I hope that her experience pushes you to take control of your life, and I hope to hear from you soon. Have an amazing day. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.